Hello, my brothers and sisters from Africa, in Africa, and those of you from all over the world. I hope everyone is fine. I just want us to run along with some of the stories making the headlines from around the world. So, let's get on with it. Rwanda, UK to pay at least 470 million to Rwanda for asylum deal, watchdog says. The asylum deal between the United Kingdom and Rwanda has had a lot of troubles along the way. The courts in UK have said that the whole deal is unlawful, that there is no need for asylum seekers to be sent to Rwanda because, according to the courts in UK, Rwanda is not the place that asylum seekers need to be sent to. And I have also echoed the same sentiment that these asylum seekers do not want to come to Rwanda. Now, I'm not saying that Rwanda is not a good country for people to live. People do live in Rwanda, and I don't think that living in Rwanda would by any means affect their livelihood or their well-being. That's not the point. My point is, before these people left for UK, they already made up their mind to go there. If they wanted to go to Rwanda, they would have gone to Rwanda, not going to the UK. They wanted to seek asylum in the United Kingdom, not in Rwanda. So there's no point of the UK shifting their responsibilities to Rwanda. There is no point for doing that. And I was totally against this deal because it is not a favorable one, in my own opinion. But let's continue with the article. Rwanda will receive at least 470 million from the UK as part of the plan to have asylum seekers in the UK relocated there. The UK government spending watchdog National Audit Office on Friday revealed up to 190,000 will also be paid for each person sent to the East African country over a 5-year period. The NAO report comes after MPs have been calling for greater transparency over the cost of the scheme, but the amounts have been criticized by Labour, which call it a national scandal. In January, Rwanda President Paul Kagame suggested UK efforts to introduce an asylum deal with his country are taking too long to implement after criticism of the plan have brought about protest, lawsuits and rulings that have halted it. A Supreme Court ruling in November described the plan as illegal. Britain's Home Secretary James Cleverly and Rwanda Minister of Foreign Affairs Vincent signed a new treaty in Kigali, Rwanda in December. Under the 5-year deal, the UK would be able to send individuals who arrive in the country illegally to Rwanda to claim asylum there. Britain and Rwanda first signed the deal in April 2022. Like I said before, people, I am against this deal and I do not want the United Kingdom shifting their responsibility to us, the African. And I know that Rwanda stands to benefit from the deal. I know that there's so much money on the table. But I just think that it's unfavorable to the asylum seekers. Now, Rwanda makes money. Good for them. The United Kingdom maybe save some money through this scheme. Also good for them. But what about the asylum seekers? What about them? So I think this is a totally no deal, in my own opinion, and I hope that the Supreme Court in United Kingdom blocks this deal. I hope they do so. But let's move along to our second story for the day. The United States tells Rwanda and Congo they must walk back from the brink of war. There is this ongoing kind of like struggle or tension between DR Congo and Rwanda. DR Congo and their leader, Felix, blame Paul Kagame and Rwanda. And according to DR Congo, Paul Kagame is the one backing these rebels, and Paul Kagame is benefiting from the minerals that these rebels are looting from DR Congo. I think last month, France also made a statement where they condemn Rwanda and Paul Kagame for this same thing. According to France or the French, Rwanda was involved or is involved in the ongoing conflict in the Congo. But as we all know, Rwanda has vehemently denied all accusations. So let's continue with the article. The United States told Rwanda and Congo on Tuesday that they must walk back from the brink of war, the sharpest warning yet of a looming conflict between the African neighbors. U.S. Deputy Ambassador Robert Wood delivered the warning at the emergency meeting of the UN Security Council called by France as violence has worsened in Congo's mineral which borders Rwanda. Wood said Rwanda and Congo, along with regional actors, should immediately resume diplomatic talks. These regional diplomatic efforts, not military conflict, are the only path towards a negotiated solution and sustainable peace, he stressed. The U.S. warning follows the Rwandan foreign minister's rejection on Monday of U.S. calls for the withdrawal of its troop and surface-to-air missile system from eastern Congo. The U.S. State Department on Saturday also criticized the worsening violence caused by M23, a Rwanda-backed armed group. The Rwandan minister's statement said its troops are defending Rwandan territory as Congo carries out a dramatic military buildup near the border. The minister spoke of the threat to Rwandan national security stemming from the presence in Congo of an armed group whose members include alleged perpetrators of the 1994 genocide in which more than 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus who tried to protect them were killed. The rebel group, known by its initial FDLR, is fully integrated into the Congolese army, the statement said. Although Rwanda has long cited a threat posed by FLDR, authorities there had never admitted to a military presence in the eastern Congo. Congolese authorities accused the Central African country of actively supporting M23. So this is the problem going on in East Africa. DR Congo and Rwanda at each other's neck, and no one is willing to back down. No one is willing to give the other the benefit of the doubt. No one is willing to compromise. They are just there standing their grounds. But if I have to say one thing, right, violence only begot violence. If violence broke out, just violence would follow next. So the only way we can all have lasting peace in this region is through negotiation. These leaders must start working together. These leaders must start dialoguing. These leaders must realize that it is very important for them to talk to each other, to find a lasting solution to this problem. Blaming one another will never solve the problem. it will not solve the problem. So they have to work together to solve this problem. They have to work together. But you know what? While we wait for them to resolve this issue, while we hope the AU gets involved and bring all affected members or all members involved to a negotiating table, let's continue with our next story for the day. Bomb threat forces President Mnangagwa to cancel trip to Victoria Falls. That an alleged bomb threat has made the president of Zimbabwe reconsider his visit to Victoria Falls. He was supposed to go there, and there was like a bomb threat. We don't know to what extent that is. But no one needs to take that lightly, right? So he canceled his trip and just stayed home. So let's continue with the article. A bomb scene shut down Zimbabwe's Victoria Falls airport on Friday, forcing the country's president to cancel a planned address at a conference on renewable energy, an official said. Zimbabwean President Edson Mnangagwa was due to address the conference in the morning, but had to suspend his trip to allow for investigations which are already underway. Presidential spokesman George Cheramba said authorities couldn't confirm local media reports that the president's plane made a U-turn while traveling to the conference. Cheramba said that airport authorities were informed by FastJet Airline about an email sent by a John Doe claiming a credible bomb firearm threat targeting Zimbabwe's airport. Security systems are now on heightened alert, Cheramba said, urging people to be calm while investigations proceed. While our country is peaceful and all our ports of entry are well secured, such alerts on possible terrorist attacks are taken very seriously, he said. The Civil Aviation Authority of Zimbabwe said that the incident had forced some flights to divert or delay landing, and more disruptions will likely to allow for the continuous monitoring of the environment. While such incidents are unusual in Southern Africa countries, a 2018 explosion in Zimbabwe's second largest city, Bulawayo, killed 2 people and wounded about 50 others during a campaign rally before the presidential election that year. Mnangagwa, who said the blast occurred just inch from him, was unharmed, but 2 vice presidents and other top officials were among the wounded, and 2 security aides later died from their injuries. 2 men who were arrested after the explosion were later freed for lack of evidence. So I think that any threat to security must be taken seriously. It doesn't matter if it's credible or not. It must be looked into, because I don't want us to find out later that the threat was credible. So I hope that the authorities in Zimbabwe will get to the bottom of this issue. This is a very, very serious threat. But you guys out there, tell us what you think about the stories we covered on the show today. Tell us what your take was about them. And also, send us questions that you will want us to answer on the show. You can ask us anything about the show, and we shall answer the questions as soon as possible. Please do us a favor by liking this video, sharing it, and also subscribe to this channel, because that helps us a lot. We shall forever be grateful to you. So Thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.